Welcome to VBM Mathematics classes. Today I am going to discuss the concepts of continuity and differentiability. Now in every year IIT JEE they are giving only simple and basic problems. Now I will see the different approach for the continuity and differentiability, that is a graphical method. This is the simplest method. I will give the guarantee that you will understand 100% this continuity and differentiability concepts by graphical method. Now let us see first continuity. As a graph means if you draw the graph of a function without lifting the pen, then that function is called continuous. Suppose if we lift anyway, that graph is discontinuous. Suppose I drawn the graph like this. This graph is going like this. It is gone like this. Again starting from here, right? Therefore, there is a break in the graph at this point. Therefore, that function is discontinuous. Okay, therefore this graphical approach is a simplest method to understand the continuity and differentiability. Now continuity means there is a limit extending to a minus fx is equal to limit extending to a plus fx. Now this is the left limit is equal to right limit and this is equal to f of a. Therefore then that function is continuous at x equal to a. Now there is a left limit symbol is f of a minus and the right limit symbol is f of a plus and this is equal to f of a. Right, if a left limit is equal to right limit, then we can say that limit exists. Therefore limit exists, limit extending to a fx exists and equal to f of a. Then fx is continuous, fx is a continuous at x equal to a. Therefore, this is a definition of the continuity. Okay. Now, let us see the discontinuity. Now, by graphical method, let us see the discontinuity. Now, I am drawing the graph of function like this. Suppose one graph is like this. Suppose the graph is going like this, right? And here again started from here, it is going like this, okay, and here there is a break in the graph, okay, and here defined at this point there is a break and again graph gone to plus infinity and the graph is started from here. It is like this. Now if you see this graph, right, see that now here at this particular point x equal to a, right, just left limit is this one and right limit is this. Therefore there is a left limit not equal to the right limit, right, left limit not equal to the right limit, therefore that is a discontinuous. And here left limit is equal to right limit. Here left limit and right limit both are same. Therefore left limit is equal to right limit, that means limit exists, but f of b is here. Therefore f of b is this one. Therefore this is left limit is equal to right limit but not equal to f of b. Then that is a discontinuous. Now if you see here that left limit and right limit both are same, right, but here that fx is not defined. At x equal to c function is not defined. Now here at x is equal to d, suppose if you see at x is equal to d, that left limit is a plus infinity, right, and this right limit is a minus infinity. Therefore either left limit or right limit tending to either plus infinity or minus infinity, then that function is discontinuous. In all the cases there is a break in the graph. In all the cases there is a break in the graph, that's why that function called discontinuous. At x equal to a, left limit is this one but right limit is this one. Both are not equal. Therefore I am writing those, right, fx is a discontinuous, fx is discontinuous if any one of the given cases, occur. Now see the first one. Here left limit not equal to right limit limit extending to a minus fx not equal to limit extending to a plus fx. Left limit is this one and right limit is this one, right? Left limit is more than the right limit, and here at x equal to b, that limit does not, that left limit is equal to right limit but not equal to f of b. That is a limit extending to b minus fx is equal to limit extending to b plus limit exists but not equal to f of b. F of b is this one, but left limit, right limit both are equal. And if you see the at x is equal to c, third one, right, at x is equal to c, that limit extending to c minus fx is equal to limit extending to c plus fx. Limit exists but not, but f of c is not defined. Function is not defined. Function is not defined. And in the fourth case, what is the fourth case here? One of the either left limit or right limit tending to infinity. If one of f of a plus or f of a minus tends to either plus infinity or minus infinity. Now these are the cases for the discontinuity. Okay, now here left limit not equal to right limit, this is called jump discontinuity. This discontinuity name is what? Jump discontinuity. Now here limit exists but not equal to f of a. Right, now this limit exists here at x equal to b, limit exists, left limit is equal to right limit, but f of b is different, therefore not equal to f of b, then this is called isolated point of discontinuity. Now here, now this function is missing at x is equal to c. Left limit, right limit both are equal, limit exists, but this f of c is not defined, that is called missing point of discontinuity. And what is the fourth one? One of the limit tending to, at least one of the, right, maybe both also tending to plus infinity minus infinity, at least one of the right limit or left limit tending to either plus infinity or minus infinity, then in that case also that function is a discontinuous. Now how many cases are there for discontinuity? Now maybe this first one, or maybe second one, or maybe third one, or maybe fourth one. Therefore by the graph we can say function how it is discontinuous, how it is continuous. Now at every point we can say, right, here what is called jump discontinuity. And what about this one? This is the isolated point of discontinuity. Isolated point of discontinuity. This is called missing point of discontinuity. Okay, na? And one more is there, suppose the function is oscillate at some point, that is also discontinuous. Now let us see the types of discontinuity. Now first one, this is a removable discontinuity. Removable discontinuity. Now in this removable discontinuity, we can remove the discontinuity by redefining the function. Suppose if you see at this isolated point of discontinuity and a missing point of discontinuity. For example, this is the first one in this, that is a missing point of discontinuity, and this first one is a missing point of discontinuity. Now see here, the missing point of discontinuity means that function is not defined. For example, fx is equal to 1 minus x square into 4 minus x square by this 1 minus x. Okay. Now this function is not defined at x is equal to 1. Right. Now how we write the continuity at x is equal to 1? Limit exists, right, at x is equal to 1. At x is equal to 1, if you see this one, limit extending to, right, 1, fx is equal to, there is a limit extending to 1, fx is equal to what? 1 minus x square will be written 1 minus x into 1 plus x, 4 minus x square by 1 minus x. Okay. Now this here 1 minus x will be cancelled Why? Because x tending to 1. X tending to 1 means x is not exactly 1. That's why, right, we can cancel this 1 minus x, 1 minus x. Put x equal to 1 in this, that is a 1 plus 1 into 4 minus 1, that is a 6 we got. Okay. Now this limit exists at x is equal to 1. But f of 1 is not defined. But f of 1 is not defined. But f of 1 is not defined. If I write x equal to 1 in this, then that becomes 0 by 0. That's why it is undefined. Okay. Now that's why it is a discontinuous at x is equal to 1. Right. This is called a missing point of discontinuity. Limit exists, but f of a, f of 1 is not defined. Therefore, this is called missing point of discontinuity. Now, this discontinuity, we can make it continuous by redefining the f of 1. Right? Suppose fx is redefined like this. Therefore, this fx is discontinuous. Now, let us redefine this one like this. This fx is equal to 1 minus x square into 4 minus x square by 1 minus x, where x is not equal to 1. If x is equal to 1, right, let us redefine this one like this 6. Now see here, now we are redefining the function fx at x is equal to 1, it is a 6. Therefore, now it is a continuous at x is equal to 1. This is called removal discontinuity. Removal discontinuity. Okay, na? This is called removable discontinuity. We can remove the discontinuity by redefining the function. Right. Therefore, now it is fx is continuous at x is equal to 1. Okay. Now, therefore, this missing point of discontinuity comes in the removable discontinuity. We can remove the discontinuity by redefining the function. Now, in the same way, in the isolated point of discontinuity, in that also we can remove the discontinuity by redefining the function. Okay. Now, next. Now, in this next, let us see the second one. Second one is a isolated point of discontinuity. Isolated point of discontinuity. Now, in this isolated point of discontinuity also, we can remove the discontinuity by redefining. Okay. Now, let us see this one. For example, I am writing fx is equal to step x plus step of minus x. Okay, at x is equal to 2. At x is equal to 2. Right. Now, here the limit exists. The limit exists at x equal to 2. Now, see here, there is a limit extending to 2 minus. Right. F step x plus step of minus x. This is a limit extending to 2 minus. Here, x is not equal to 2. Exactly, that's why x is just less than 2, therefore it is a non-integer. Now, if x is a non-integer, step of minus x will be written like this, minus 1 minus step x. Okay, that will be written into minus 1 minus step x. Now, here step x will be cancelled, limit is minus 1. Okay, now if you see the right limit also, limit extending to 2 plus, this is a step x plus step of minus x. Here also x is just more than 2. X not exactly 2, just more than 2. Therefore, it is also non-integer. Since it is a non-integer, right, we can write step x, step of minus x will be written minus 1 minus step x. Therefore, this will be cancelled. Now we got the minus 1 limit. Okay, therefore at x is equal to 2, that limit exists. Therefore, what is the limit? Limit extending to 2, step x plus step of minus x, limit exists and equal to minus 1. But what is the f of 2? That is a step of 2, step of minus 2. Therefore, step of 2 is a 2, step of minus 2 is a minus 2. Therefore, this is 0. Limit exists equal to minus 1, but f of 2, that is a 0. Right? Therefore, limit exists, but f of 2 is somewhere, it is not here on the x-axis. Okay, therefore this is called the isolated point of discontinuity. Right? Limit is exists minus 1, but f of 2 defined, it is not equal to minus 1, it is some different number 0. Therefore limit extending to 2 f x not equal to f of 2. Therefore this is a discontinuous. Therefore this is a discontinuous. Right. Now if we redefine f of 2 so that this minus 1, then that function becomes continuous. Therefore we can remove the discontinuity called removal discontinuity. Right. Therefore now let us see here, redefine to make it continuous, redefine to make it continuous. It is like this. I am writing, this is the fx is a step x plus step of minus x. Okay, now at x is equal to 2, we are defining it minus 1. Okay, now this f of 2 we are writing minus 1, therefore limit is equal to minus 1, and now f of 2 is also minus 1, therefore it becomes a continuous. It becomes a continuous. Okay, now it is, now this fx is continuous, fx is a continuous at x is equal to 2. Right, that a discontinuous function we are converting into continuous. Therefore this is called removal discontinuity. We can remove the discontinuity. Where we remove the discontinuity? Missing point of discontinuity and isolated point of discontinuity. In the two cases only we can remove the discontinuity. Okay. Now, if it is a jump discontinuity, that left limit not equal to right limit, we can't make it continuous. Why? Because limit does not exist. For removal discontinuity, that limit must be exist. Right? For removal discontinuity, that limit must be exist. Here limit exists, here limit exists. Only in the two discontinuities limit exists. That is why these are the two cases for the removal discontinuity. Okay. Now let us see the non-removable discontinuity. Non-removable discontinuity. Non-removable discontinuity. Right? We can't remove the discontinuity like in the last one. Now here, suppose if we take the jump discontinuity. First one, if f of a minus not equal to f of a plus. Okay. Now we can redefine function f of a. We can redefine function f of a, but we can't redefine the limits. Limits will be fixed. F of a minus will be fixed. F of a plus will be the fixed. We can't remove that limits. We can't change the limits. But we can redefine the function f of a. That's why left limit are not equal to right limit. Therefore, this is called jump discontinuity. Now, in this jump discontinuity, let me write jump discontinuity. F of a minus not equal to f of a plus. This is a jump discontinuity. This is the left element different from right limit. Then function is a discontinuous. We can't remove this one. Why? Because we can't make it continuous. And why? Because the left limit not equal to right limit. Therefore, we can't remove the discontinuity. Now here, for example, fx is given mod x by x. fx is equal to mod x by x at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. What about the left limit and right limit? Now this is a f of 0 minus, this is a left limit, limit extending to 0 minus step x by mod x by x, f of 0 minus limit extending to 0 mod x by x. This is a limit extending to 0 minus, this is mod x nothing but minus x. Why? Because x is just less than 0, therefore x is a negative number, therefore keep that minus x, therefore we got the minus 1 is the limit. Therefore left limit is a minus 1. What about the right limit here? Right, f of 0 plus limit extending to 0 plus mod x by x. Here limit extending to 0 plus extending to 0 plus x is just more than 0, which is a positive number. That is why mod x right plus x by x, therefore we got the 1. Therefore a right limit is 1 and a left limit is a minus 1. Therefore this is f of 0 minus not equal to f of 0 plus. This is called jump discontinuity. Therefore this is a fx is discontinuous. Fx is discontinuous at x is equal to 0. And the difference of these two called jump of the discontinuity. Right? Therefore jump of the discontinuity is f of 0 plus minus f of 0 minus. Therefore how much we got? Modulus of this one, that we got that 2. Okay, now that is called the jump of the discontinuity. Now next one here, one of the limit tending to either plus infinity or minus infinity. If second one, there is a first one, if one of the f of a minus f of a plus tending to either plus infinity or minus infinity. For example, here that fx is, I am taking the 1 by x. What is a 1 by x graph? That 1 by x graph is like this. This is a 1 by x graph. Okay, at x is equal to 0. Let us see the continuity at x is equal to 0. Then what about the left limit of this one? F of 0 minus limit extending to 0 minus, there is a 1 by x. Therefore x is just less than 0, that's why it is a negative number. Therefore this is a minus 1 by 0 minus infinity. And the same way, what about the right limit f of 0 plus limit extending to 0 plus 1 by x. X is a positive number, 1 by 0, that is a plus infinity we got. Therefore one of the limits tending to either plus infinity or minus infinity, then that function is discontinuous. And the next one is third one, fx is equal to sine 1 by x. Now this sine 1 by x oscillate between minus 1 plus 1 at x is equal to 0. There is a fx is oscillate between minus 1 and plus 1, therefore limit does not exist. There is a limit extending to 0 fx, this does not exist. Okay, this does not exist, that's why it is also discontinuous at x is equal to 0. Next let us see the note here. Now f comma g, fx comma gx, first one fx comma gx, both are continuous at x equal to a, then f plus or minus g and f into g, f by g, where g not equal to 0, are also continuous at x equal to a. Right, what is given here? Both are continuous, then f plus g is also continuous, f minus g also continuous, f into g continuous, f by g also continuous, where g not equal to 0. Okay, for example, suppose if any one of this discontinuous, then what will happen? Right, suppose fx is a continuous and gx is the discontinuous at x equal to a, then f plus or minus g also discontinuous. This f plus or minus g discontinuous, but f into g may be continuous, continuous at x equal to a. Let us see one example. By example, let us see, this is fx, I am taking fx is equal to x. Right, this is the continuous at 0, is continuous at x is equal to 0, and I am taking the g of x. This is a sine 1 by x. Sine 1 by x. This is a discontinuous. This is a discontinuous at x is equal to 0. Why? Because sine 1 by x oscillate between minus 1 plus 1. Right? Limit extending to 0, sine infinity is undefined. Though it is a finite number, it is undefined. That's why it is a discontinuous at x is equal to 0. Okay. Now, if you see the product of this, suppose h of x, let us consider h of x is equal to fx into gx. Then what will be this one? Now, fx into gx is what? X into sine 1 by x. Right? Let us see the fx into gx whether it is continuous or not at x is equal to 0. Now, this is defined like this. There is x not equal to 0, x into this fx into gx, x into sine 1 by x. If x is equal to 0, there is a defined 0. Now, see that is that continuous or not. Now, limit extending to 0, there is a fx into gx. Okay. Now, what will be this one? Extending to 0, this 0, sine 1 by infinity, sine 1 by 0, sine 1 by 0 is infinity, sine infinity is a finite number, but it oscillates between minus 1 plus 1, we don't know the value of sine infinity. It is a finite number. Why? It lies between minus 1 plus 1. Therefore, 0 into this a finite number, therefore, it will be 0. 0 into finite number, it is 0. Therefore, limit exists and equal to 0, and f of this h of 0 is also 0. Okay, na? Therefore, it is a fx into gx. Fx into gx is continuous at x is equal to 0. Fx into gx is continuous at x is equal to 0. Then what is that meaning? Here, in one of this f and g, right, one of this discontinuous, then sum or difference also discontinuous, but f into g may be continuous like this. Okay. Now, next third one, this fx and gx, both are discontinuous. Both are discontinuous. Both are discontinuous at x equal to a. Then f plus or minus g and f into g may be continuous at x equal to a. See that if both are discontinuous, that is sum may be the continuous and difference may be the continuous and product may be also continuous. For example, if I see the example here, fx I am taking step x. Fx is equal to step x at x is equal to 3. This is a discontinuous is discontinuous at x is equal to 3. Okay, same way I am taking the g of x is a fractional part of x equal to 3, it is also discontinuous. It is also discontinuous. Suppose if I see the sum of these, sum of the fx and gx, this is the step x plus fractional part of x. Okay, now here this sum is continuous at x is equal to 3. Let us write that. Therefore, limit x tending to 3 minus, right, step x plus fractional part of x. What is a fractional part of x? Limit x tending to 3 minus, this is a fractional part of x is x minus step x. Therefore, put x is equal to 3, that will be the 3. At the same way, limit x tending to 3 minus 3 plus this step x plus fractional part of x, we got here, we got what? X only. Therefore, this is a right limit also 3, left limit also 3. Therefore, limit exists. Right, h of x, this limit exists equal to 3. And what is h of 3? That h of 3 also 3. Why? Because this is x minus step x cancelled, we got the x. Therefore, there is x is equal to 3. Therefore, we got the h of 3 is equal to 3. Is it correct or not? H of 3 means step of 3, fraction part of 3. Therefore, this is a 3, right? This is x minus step x 3. Therefore, this cancelled 3 we got. Therefore, it is a continuous. Therefore, f plus g continuous at x is equal to 3. Both are discontinuous. Sum or difference may be the continuous and the product also may be continuous. Not must continuous, may be, may not be. Okay, na? This is a may be, may not be. Now, let us see the continuity in the closed interval. They given the closed interval. In closed interval, when fx is a continuous, fx is in the closed interval, fx is continuous if first one, fx is continuous, fx is a continuous in the open interval a to b. And also second point, now at the a, at x equal to a, that is at x equal to a, there is a limit x tending to a plus fx must be equal to f of a. That is f of a plus is equal to f of a. Only at this x equal to a in the left side, only at x is equal to a in the left side, only our right limit is equal to f of a enough. We don't discuss the left limit. Why? Because a minus is there, a minus is not there. Right? A minus is not in the interval. We discuss about f of a plus only. Now at x equal to b, that is a limit x tending to b minus fx is equal to f of b. That is f of b minus is equal to f of b is enough. Okay, now at x equal to b in the right side, only there is a left limit is equal to f of b enough. That is fx is continuous in the closed interval. Then, right, then fx said to be continuous in a closed interval AB. Right, if three properties, three conditions satisfied, if three conditions satisfied, then fx is a continuous in the closed interval. Okay. Please like, share, subscribe my video, all of you.